Good morning, 70. How are you all? I hope you people are fine and enjoying your winter vacation holidays. But as you all know, that study is also an important part of our life. So that is why we are going to proceed with our today's class. And as you know, in ancient times, the plight of women was not better. It was very bad. Women were not allowed to move out, women had no education right, and women had no right to express their views and present their opinions in front of others. So, in this chapter, we will study that how women changed the world, how women got education, and how they have changed the world. As now you can see that women are participating in each and every field. Many of the women are prime minister, president, ministers, in army also, in police also. You can see many of the women are there. So how women change the world? So this is our new topic. So we will start with our first heading, that is fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. So there were many stereotypes that exist in societies. What is the meaning of stereotype? So a stereotype means a preconceived notion or idea which may not be true. It is just a preconceived notion or idea which may not be true. So therefore many stereotypes that exist in a society, like a girl and women are not capable to dealing with technical things, they are good in the household work only, and they cannot move out and do any work. So due to these stereotypes, many girls do not get the same support that boys get. And some of the social abuse that faced by the women in earlier times, that were Parda system. Like women had to be in a Parda system. They were not allowed to move out freely like today women are moving. They were not allowed to move freely. And another was Sati system. In Sati system, if the husband died, then female had to burn herself. Okay, this was the Sati Pratha and it was strictly followed in ancient times. Early marriage. The concept of child marriage were there. The children got married at the age of 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this was the concept of early marriage. Dowry system was there. People have to give the dowry for the marriage of their daughter. Okay, and a huge amount of dowry. Next, you can take the example of Johar system, domestic violence, and many other social evils were there that were faced by the women in earlier times. So that is why learning is very important. If the women is educated, then only the world can be changed. And world can also be changed by changing the mindset and attitude of the people towards the women. So now the next heading is that learning for change. How learning is important for change? Like going to school is an extremely important part of child life. As everyone know, with the help of a school and with the help of education, a child is inspired and motivated and get the knowledge that what is happening to in the world and what it his or her role in the world. Okay, and in the 19th century, many new ideas about education and learning emerged. School became more important, and communities that had never learned reading or writing started sending their children to school. But there was a lot of opposition to educating girls because they were not ready to educate their children, because they were not ready to educate especially their girls. If a boy is born, then it was a matter of happiness. But if a girl is born, then it was not a matter of happiness in the ancient times. Okay? So with this, one autobiography of Rashandra Devi is given. She was a housewife from a rich landlord family. Okay? And at that time, it was believed if a woman learned to read and write, then she would bring bad luck to her husband and become a widow. Do you think is it correct? It was just a stereotype thinking of the people. But despite this, she taught herself how to read and write in secret well after her marriage. Okay, so this was the experience of Rush Sundari Devi. She was a housewife, and at that time, women were not ready to educate, men were not ready to educate women, but still, she taught herself how to read and write in secret well after her marriage. So, this was all about Raj Sundari Devi. So, that is why learning is important for change. Okay, now schooling and education today. As you all know that nowadays each and every girl is going to school and getting a good education, a well education. Okay, so see what is given in this. So here it is given that today both boys and girls attend school in large number. And nowadays, especially in cities, there is no discrimination. Okay, and yet there are still some differences between the education of boys and girls. India has a census every 10 years, which count the whole population of the country. And it also gathers detailed information about the people living in India. Like what information we get from the census, like their age, schooling, and what work they do, and so on. So still there are some differences exist in India, like people are ready to spend a lot of money in the education of their boys, but they at the same time they are not ready to spend such a huge amount in the education of their girls. They are ready and they are happy to send their word outside the station, outside the country, for getting a better education. But if we talk about the girls, then still some differences exist, as we all know. Okay, so there were several reasons why children from Dalit, Adivasis and Muslim communities leave school. Some of them are like in rural areas and poor areas, there are neither proper schools nor teachers, and schools are often very far from people's home. And there is no transport available, like buses, vans were not available for girls. So parents were not willing to send their girls to school. Okay, and many children face discrimination from their classmates and surrounding. Many families are poor and unable to bear the cost of education of their children. In this situation, boys get preference. Parents always had a money to educate their boys, but if you are talking about the girls, then they will give an excuse that schools are very far, no transport is available, okay, and we are short of money. Okay, so these were the several reasons that why children from Dalit, Adivasi and Muslim community leave school. Now, women's movement. What were the movement that were done by the women for themselves? Women and girls now have the right to study and go to school. As we all know that nowadays each and every girl is going to school and we have a right to study. Okay, and their situation has improved a lot in other spheres also, like legal reform, violence and health. Now domestic violence is considered as a crime. Taking dowry is also considered as a crime. So due to all these reforms, the situation of the women has improved a lot. Women individually and collectively have struggled a lot to bring these changes. These changes do not come on their own. Women individually and collectively had struggled a lot to bring these changes. And this struggle is known as the women movement. Okay, the struggle that were done by the women to change their plight, to bring changes in their position, was known as the women's movement. Different strategies have been used to spread awareness, fight with the discrimination, and seek justice for women. Some glimpses are given, like how the women are doing the strike, they are demonstrating the banners, they are doing the rallies. Okay, so all these things are showing the women's struggle for bringing the change in their position in the society. Okay, and here are some glimpses of this struggle, like campaigning, showing solidarity. So, come to campaigning. So, an important part of the women's movement was campaign. Women had to lead a campaign for making the new laws. New laws didn't made on their own. Women have to lead campaigns for the making of new laws. Like a new law was implemented in 2006 against the domestic violence, which states that all those women who face physical and mental violence within their homes will get some legal protection. Okay? And the Supreme Court formulated guidelines in 1997 to protect women against sexual harassment at the workplace and within the educational institution. The dowry law were changed to punish families who seek dowry. So with all these acts, now domestic violence is a crime and taking dowry is also a crime. Okay, so these laws didn't made on their own. Women had to fight a lot for changing their position, for gaining the position that they have nowadays. Okay, so now come to showing solidarity. The women's movement is also about showing unity with other women and causes. Okay, only one woman is not sufficient. Like if a woman is thinking only about herself, then these laws are made. No, it was all about showing unity with other women and causes. Okay, so present women. So nowadays you can see that women are participating in army, women are participating even in the sports, women are participating in Navy, women are participating in Air Force, women are becoming doctors, women are becoming pilots, women are becoming teachers, women are becoming doctors, nurses, ministers, prime ministers, etc. So, with the unity and with the struggle of movement, with the struggle of women, now they have this position. Okay, so this was all about the struggle of the women that they had done for gaining the position that now they had in the society. Okay, so students, now I would like to conclude my chapter. So in this chapter we have studied about the plight of women in ancient times and how the women have themselves brought the change in their condition. Okay, so this was all about the struggle of the movement. Thank you, have a nice day, and see you all in the next class. Till then, be safe, students.